Hey guys, Chris here again. So I just testing some things here for fit, and as you can see, I've got the reinforcement plate installed behind the Z-axis, and then I've got the Z-axis attached to it, and just checking to see if everything lines up good, and so far so good. And you can see what it looks like on there. And I've got the drag chain bracket on there as well, and don't have the chain attached yet because I'm gonna have to take this Z-axis back off just to make sure that the bracket that I put on is square to the bed. I'm gonna get an angle bracket there and do my best to make sure that it's straight up and down and not cocked one way or the other. But again, just checking out how it looks. So yeah, if I'd have known these other holes were here, I probably would have just incorporated that into the bracket and just screwed everything in from the front the way the bottom is. But no big deal. I'm just gonna use through bolts and roll in T-slot nuts from the back side and go through these holes here. No big deal. That was the original plan anyway, because there is actually T-slot on the back side of the Z, so I can utilize that. But what I did was with this bracket, I actually designed it so that the Z-axis was raised up a little bit so that it would be flush with the bottom of the gantry. So you can see now the actual bracket is the bottommost point on the Z carriage, and before this was hanging down lower, and just gives me a little more clearance. I think it's probably about a ½ inch more clearance. Not a big deal, but that's just the little paying attention and designing this thing. It wasn't exactly cheap to make that, but I just wanted to take advantage of everything I could while I was doing it. And again, so you can see now I've got total clearance there. And the Z itself will not collide with anything. So anyway, so far so good. Things are looking good. Real optimistic here. I think this is going to significantly increase the rigidity of the Z-axis, which again I think is the weakest point of the machine. Looking at these brackets and then looking at these, even it's I thought these were beefy when I first opened them, and you stare at these along and off, these start to look anemic. But again, for this one axis we've got two of those, so that's pretty significant rigidity there. I don't think that's really a weak point. Again, this was, I believe, much more of a weak point bottleneck on the machine than the rest of it. So hopefully between that and the other bracket that I've got back there, be able to cut a lot more aggressively with much less chatter in aluminum and things like that. So anyway, so stay tuned for the next video, I guess. We'll see you then.